Welcome back to Cosmeholics Anonymous. I am your favorite girl, Bo Vintage, and today's video is Botox. Y'all have been wanting Botox for weeks now, and I haven't been giving it to you because there's not really a reason, but like Botox really drains me and takes my energy away, and like instead of feeling happy, I feel sad. And so whenever I actually plan to film it, I don't actually film it. Even after the last couple of Botox, I've still been receiving emails from people that are answering their questions, emails from people that don't really have reasons to be emailing me, and like it's really annoying, and I get into a really bad mood, and I don't like that. Like I try to break out of it, but it's really hard for me to do. I do apologize for that, but the show must go on. This is actually titled A Warning for Your Airheads. Hey Bo, hey, love from London. This isn't really a question, but I felt like it could help some of your little airheads. I think the problem with some girls is that they always want to be the exception to a rule. What I mean is that when they can see how a lot of the same situations have turned out for many other girls out here, but they always want to convince themselves that their situation is different and it will not end up the same. Of course, sometimes things work out, but there's a reason that it is rare. I am pregnant, and I was convinced that me and my baby father were different, despite him having 2 other baby mamas. See, I can't. I was special. No, bitch, you were not. She said that, not me, okay? I'm just clarifying. And you were stupid for ignoring the warning signs. Girl, I don't need you to tell me to get my life. I know. Girls, realize that fuckboy situationships turn out the way they do for a reason. 9 times out of 10, honey, you are not a special circumstance. I'm sorry to break it to you. Girl, I hope you understand what I'm saying. 100%. 100%. Like, I don't need to add to that. She hit the nail right on the head, and she's letting y'all have it straight. So let's get into this Botox. I'm gonna steam this line out, you guys. I'm sorry that it's here because it's fucking ugly. I would like to stay anonymous. Hey Bo, I don't just love your videos. I need my dose of you speaking every day. And please excuse my English, it's not my first language. Girl, my problem doesn't involve sex. I know you're getting sick of all that sex talk, haha. So I'm a Muslim girl, and I've never been with a guy before. Shit, I have never even held hands with a guy before, and I'm 20, almost 21. Not that I don't have the opportunity, there's just too many fuckboys, and I ain't got time for that. The steamer's on and popping. He lives in Dubai and I'm in Europe. I met this guy at the age of 16 through a freaking online game. I had a lot of friends online because I was gaming a lot, so he wasn't anyone special. Mind you, he was 17. We became very close friends and soon started falling in love, even though it was some silly teen love. We were both young and needed attention, lol. But of course, we would start falling apart. Stop texting and not have interest in each other as time passed. Then we got back to the friend stage as the years passed and we both got older. We would still get in touch with each other every once in a while, and I would even give him advice with his girlfriend at the time. I had no problem with that because I just saw him as a friend. We have always had this weird connection to each other. Somehow we always seem to hold contact even 5 years after we met on that stupid game. Now I'm 20 and he's 21. Almost 5 years have passed and we start getting feelings towards each other again. Mind you, we had spoken on the phone and FaceTime before, so I don't think I'm being catfish, haha. He always says marry me, and he's saying it a lot at times, which makes me confused because I don't think you could be sure when you haven't even met. And he seems so sure. But I really do love him and I want to meet him so bad. I almost flew out to Dubai. He was going to pay for the flight and a hotel, of course. But it didn't happen because something got in the way. But now, my problem is he can leave me for 3 or 5 days without texting or saying anything if I don't reach out to him first. I always try to contact him and not the other way around. And he always has a good reason, like tough times and stuff. But I don't think that means that he can't even send me a little text and say, hey, I'm going through some hard stuff right now, which is why I'm distant. Shit, I don't know anything. Like, when I'm going through stuff, instead of not texting him, I would feel the need to talk to him because he makes me feel good. But he's not like that with me, and it bothers me. I have already told him I feel just like I told you now, but he doesn't acknowledge it. He is a really good guy, and he has all what I look for in a guy. But I don't know if I should continue this or not, because I feel like it hurts me more than it makes me happy at times. Like when he makes me feel like he doesn't need me or doesn't have the need to talk to me, even though I have a constant need to talk to him. And at times, he will be all over me and then not. Like, he's inconsistent. Sometimes I will think it's just the distance, which makes it hard, and that would be a lot different if it wasn't long distance. Though he's moving to Europe soon for studying, and I feel like that could do a change in our relationship because his country will be next to mine. But what if it doesn't happen? Should I just let him go then? But I don't know what to think, and I'm going crazy and running out of patience. Please help me. So I actually replied to this email and I asked her what exactly got in the way the first time for why she never ended up going to Dubai. And she replied back and said, hey, he said he had to find out when the business trip he had to go on with his dad was, and of course it was the days we were planning to meet. Oh gosh. And he really didn't talk about meeting again after, because his mom is sick and he's taking care of her. Even if he's not catfishing you, he's playing a game. But let me continue. And I don't know if I told you this in the other email, but he has cancer and gets sick often. Just recently, I couldn't get in contact with him for 2 weeks and I was so worried. But then he finally texted back and he said that he was at the hospital for days and stuff. And I don't know, like, I might never know if what he's saying is true or not, but I choose to believe him because I've known him for so long. Even now, he doesn't seem to have time to speak to me or anything, even though I told him how scared I was for him. I'm just left out here without knowing what to do with all this. I'm just mad at him for telling me stuff that plays with my emotions, and then when I finally open up, he acts like it's not for him anymore. I was cool just being friends, and now he fucked it up. Okay. From the time a man starts giving you excuses after excuses after excuses, whether the relationship is long distance or not, you definitely need to take a step back and ask yourself if you think that this is worth it. Am I worth this? Is this guy treating me how he should be? Because if it were me in the situation, if I hadn't met you for 5 years and you talked a big game and you were talking about flying me out to Dubai so we could spend time with each other, and then you came up with an excuse about a business trip you have to go on with your dad last minute, I would automatically feel like you're playing games with me and I wouldn't even bother taking it any further. I think that he's playing a game. I don't want to say I don't think he has cancer, but I really don't think he has cancer. Like, I just feel like a lot of people, even though you say you guys have FaceTime and stuff and you don't think that he's a catfish, he may just be stringing you on because he can. You've definitely fallen into his trap. If he has cancer, do you have any pictures of, does he go through chemo? Like, do you have pictures of him bald? I don't want to say the man has to prove that he has cancer, but for the fact that you guys are in an interracial, for the fact that you guys are in a long distance relationship and he's claiming that he has cancer and that's why he's disappearing for long periods of time, honestly, this just sounds like an episode of Catfish, more than one episode of Catfish, and I would let it go. There's no question about that. You need to move on from this relationship. He doesn't even live in the same area you live in. He's stalling when it comes time to meet. He's saying that he's on business trips, and then he's also saying his mom is sick, and now he's sick. It doesn't really make sense to me, and there's no point. If he is truly sick, say he has stage 4 and he's going to die, there's really no point in you holding on to this. Maybe he doesn't have stage 4. Maybe he only has stage 2, and you know, he's gonna live through it. However, it's still a risk, and there's no point in you trying to be in a relationship with him, because you really can't give him anything, and he can't really give you anything at this point. I actually have an email from another subby, but she didn't really need help. Her situation is similar to yours in terms of being catfished. She'd actually sent me this on Snapchat once I had posted my party next door story time, and I told her to email it to me, and so I'm just gonna read it to you because it reminds me of your situation. I was talking to this nigga through Facebook. That was my first fuck up. I slid into his DM Thanksgiving weekend. I'm a flirt and bold as hell. So this nigga and I start talking. Conversation was okay, but I was like, let me give it a chance. Second mistake, he doesn't live in my city or my state. So he's in the same country as her, he's just not in the same city or state. Your guy is in Dubai and you are in, what did you say? Are you in the UK? I don't remember what you said. Either way, you guys are not in the same country. So after talking for a little while, he gives me his digits and we started talking on the phone. We quickly were like, let's make this official. Can you see a nigga first? So they are making it official and they've never met, much like you. So time had passed. A few weeks, I started getting this feeling that this guy was on some shady shit, even though he gave me his address. Your guy is exhibiting the same thing. He is claiming to have cancer, which is, you know, I'm not saying it's unlikely because millions of people have cancer and millions of people know people that have had cancer. But to me, the situation is shady on his end because like what is the likelihood that this guy that you met when you were 16 years old online has cancer? Like, I feel like he is playing a serious mind game with you. I feel like he thinks that this is, what's that movie called? What's that movie called? I don't even fucking know. That Cloud movie. No, not Charlie St. Cloud. Fuck it. I don't know. You guys know what movie I'm talking about. The girl with the cancer and the boy with the cancer. And it's a metaphor with the cigarette backwards and shit. No, not the cigarette backwards, with the cigarette. The Fault in Our Stars. Oh, okay. So that's what the situation is reminding me of, even though you don't have cancer. Like, it seems so far-fetched. I don't know why. I think it's just because it's an online relationship and that's the easiest cop-out. A lot of the times when people are giving you excuses, you need to take those excuses for what they are, and it's a cop-out. And if that's the excuse he chooses to use, well, shame on him because it's a disgusting excuse to use. But you have to take the hint, you know what I mean? A lot of people don't know how to let people down easy, and I feel like that's what he's trying to do, is let you down easy. That's why he doesn't communicate with you, hoping that you will forget, but then you message him and he feels compelled to message you back because he doesn't know how to break up with you or tell you he's no longer interested. So he goes on these breaks from you, hoping that you won't message him, but then there you are to message him again. Or he'll tell you that he's suffering from a disease or something so that you will end it with him instead of him having to end it with you. That's what I feel about the situation. But let me continue reading this story. So time passed, a few weeks, and I started getting this feeling that this guy was on some shady shit, even though he gave me his address. I feel like this was straight bait to make me feel like I could trust him. So I sent him a gift for his birthday just to see what he would do. It was a $20 Kung Fu movie collection. After he got he's like, I'm gonna send you some stuff. Fast forward to summer 2016, I still never got my shit. This nigga comes to Chicago for a business conference, never tells me when he gets here. I found out by asking. I ended up never seeing him. So this guy came to her city, allegedly came to her city, because for all she knows, he never even came. And he tells her after she asked him if he was there. And he also never even tried to see her while he came to Chicago. Meanwhile, I'm just like, whatever, I'm gonna date whoever I want because my gut tells me he's on some shit. Oh, I forgot to mention, I was in Ohio in Sandusky, and he was in Akron. Child, I don't know. He refused to drive an hour and a half to get there. Meanwhile, I took a train to kick it with my cousins from Chicago to Columbus to drive to Sandusky to get on a roller coaster, which was 2 hours away. Again, I been knew this nigga was playing games, but I went along with the shit for entertainment purposes. So while actually dating a real man, I stopped talking to this clown, cursed him out actually, got me some good D from my boo, and life is great. Moral of the story, don't get played. Use common sense if a nigga is making promises and not keeping them. And this is a key point. She's making an extremely valid point. Your guy told you he's gonna fly you out to Dubai. It was his gesture, and last minute he canceled. Nobody would do that. If somebody tells me that they're gonna fly me somewhere, you better believe I'm fucking gonna be there. Like, what do you mean you're going on a business trip? Business trips are planned months in advance, weeks in advance. If he wanted you to come there, he would have already have known that there was a business trip he had to go on. So my point is, there was never a business trip, ever. Tell him to kick rocks. My late mother told me, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't sit around here committing yourself to one man who is making no commitments to you. That right there is everything you need to know, honey child. Like, I don't even need to give you any advice. She just gave you all the advice you needed. Like, this dude is not for real. Let him go and move on. Okay, this one's called I Need to Stop Catfishing. Hey Bo, my name is Kiana. I love you and I recently binge watched your videos. Oh, your Botox videos, not your videos, your Botox videos. Okay, hi Kiana. Since I think you are actual goals and I love your confidence, I thought I should ask you your advice on this situation. I have been catfishing since middle school, like age 12, and I'm 21 right now. I will be 22 in November. Girl, you is too old to be catfishing. Too damn old. But I really can't stop. I love the attention I get from pretending to be someone that is much prettier than me. I am a black girl and my catfish is white. Frankly, I feel as though I would be prettier if I was white and I wouldn't have to do this. I know it's sad, but this is my reality, I guess. Sometimes I use the catfish to ask people if they would consider dating a black girl, and they all say no and then add in something negative. I guess what I'm asking you is, how do I stop and how do I become comfortable in my skin even though I've been told I'm ugly because of it, even by black guys? I will try to insert a picture of myself so you can suggest makeup or whatever, because you're an expert. Thank you and love you, girl. This upset me a little bit because, oh wow, she emailed this to me a long time ago. This upset me for more than one reason. If you watched my bleaching video, you already know how I feel about skin tone. You need to understand that just because say you look the exact same, but you were white, why do you think that that would make you any more attractive or any less ugly than you feel? How does that register to you? If your features are exactly the same, how do you feel or think that just because you would be white, you would all of a sudden be attractive? That is what you have to think about. Because once you understand that skin color does not measure up to whether somebody is ugly or pretty or average or not, then you will understand that it does not matter what color your skin is. I'm really irritated by this for more than one reason. I'm kind of sick of people not appreciating their black skin. I'm upset about people taking it for granted. Black people have been through a lot. We have. And there's a lot of different people out here that will try to make us feel lesser than we are, whether it be white people, whether it be other black people. But we have to look past that. We have to be the ones that say to ourselves, sticks and stones, baby. Like, yes, words do hurt, you know, but you can rise above that. And people can say, like, oh Lord, I don't want to ramble. I really don't. I didn't even know that this question was in my emails because I did do screening this week, and so I didn't really know what this email was about to be about. I'm really disappointed and kind of taken back by this because she's saying that she uses pictures of white women to catfish. If she's using it to catfish, then she's probably on like a chat thing or something, and so she's using pictures of pretty white women that are obviously like one type of guy is going to be attracted to these people that she's using as her bait. And so you can't be asking that one type of guy if he would date a black woman, and you can't be expecting him to give you an answer that you want because he's not attracted to black women. It's the same as when we're playing Smash and Pass. Shooter is not attracted to Keke Palmer, so he doesn't want to fuck Keke Palmer. I am not attracted to Shamar Moore. I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm just not. And so I don't want to fuck Shamar Moore. Like, you know what I mean? People have their preferences. People are not obliged to like you. People are not obliged to like black women. People are not obliged to like white women. You know what I mean? So you can't force somebody into liking something that they don't naturally like. If you are displaying signs of not being confident, people pick up on that. People will read on that. There's lots of people that you may not find attractive that are in happy relationships. There's lots of people that you may find really attractive that can't find a man or a girlfriend to save their life. And so beauty is truly in the eye of the beholder, and beauty comes from within. It is not something that is here. If I wipe all this makeup off, like, if I were ugly inside, it would still show. If I have all this makeup on and I'm ugly inside, it will show. If I'm a beautiful person on the inside, it's going to reflect on the outside. And so you need to work on yourself internally and work on telling yourself that you are beautiful, and work on doing kind things, not for recognition, not so that you can feel, not so people can compliment you and say, oh, it's really nice that you did that for somebody else, or it's really nice that you're doing this, but for yourself. Do nice things for yourself. And I don't mean nice things for yourself like go buy yourself a nice watch. I mean do nice things to fill voids inside of you, but do them out of the kindness of your heart. The tattoo on my side says do everything in love, and we really should be doing everything in love. And it's the little things and the big things. The little things like if your mom asks you to get her a glass of water and you don't feel like you should still get up and do it because you love her and you're doing it out of the kindness of your heart. Your mom wants some water, you get her some water. And those are the things to me that make somebody beautiful, especially if she doesn't have to ask you twice. Because when I was younger, I used to struggle with that a lot. My mom would ask me to do something and I wouldn't do it, and she would have to ask me like 100 times, can you please do this? And then she would end up cursing me out because I wasn't doing it when she asked me to, and it's really disrespectful to do that. I think you need to take some time for yourself and write down on a piece of paper all the things you like about yourself, and then write on the paper all the things that you dislike about yourself. And in doing this, I want you to look at that paper and every week choose one of those things that you want to work on. So on the side that you don't like. And so say one of the things on the list is that you don't clean your room enough. Yeah, that's me. Say one of the things is that you don't clean your room enough. For the week, clean your room at the beginning of the week. If by the end of the week the room is messy, start over. And keep doing it until you form a habit of, if one item is on the floor, you pick it up immediately because you can't stand to see it there. And then the next week, work on a new thing. And the week after that, work on a new thing until all of the things that you didn't like about yourself are now scratched off the page. For the things that you do like, just continue doing them. Because this email really saddened me just now, and I'm not upset, but I don't know, my mood's a little off now because of it, and I don't want it to be. So I'm gonna, hopefully the next email like changes my mind, or like puts me back in a better place. But I'm really hoping that you will learn to love yourself. I don't know how to tell you to stop catfishing other than to stop doing it, because it's not beneficial to your life. You're not gaining anything from it, because the person that they think that they're talking to is not you. They think that they're talking to this white woman that you have as the display picture. The moment that you reveal yourself, which you probably would never do, they're going to feel deceived. You're going to hurt people if you are entering into any kind of relationships with these men or whoever you're talking to. And if there's one thing a lot of people don't like, it's a liar. And you don't want to be that, because liars are not necessarily good people. Liars are not necessarily beautiful on the inside, and catfishing is ugly. I've catfished before, you know, but it was never a habit for me. And I agree that it's wrong to catfish, especially if you watch Catfish and you see the people that catfish, a lot of them look the same. And so I think that people that catfish and that are addicted to it do have some type of, I don't want to say disorder, but like they're unstable, because it's not a normal thing to do, you know what I mean? To do it once or twice, you know, whatever. But if you have been doing it since you were 12 until now, then it's something that you need help with, something that you need to seek therapy for. And I don't feel as though I can give that to you, other than to tell you catfishing is a very ugly thing to do, and it's not something that somebody who is a nice person would do, because at the end of the day, you're tricking people, and you're tricking people into liking somebody that they think is real. And would you like somebody to catfish you? Would you like that to happen to you? That's how you have to look at a lot of situations in life. You have to look at the situation as if, would I like that to happen to me? It's like you treat people how you want to be treated. Would you like it if you posted a picture of yourself and some dude made a profile of a person that was more attractive, and this person's beautiful and gorgeous, and you start talking to them and they're a catfish and you have no idea, and you enter into a relationship with this person only to find out that the person that you've really been talking to doesn't look like that? How would you feel? Put yourself in the shoes of the people that you are potentially hurting. And if that doesn't make you stop catfishing, I really don't know what will. But you really need to seek help with that, and you need to seek help with accepting your skin color. Beauty has nothing to do with your skin color. It doesn't matter if you're fucking black as tar, light as El DeBarge, or freaking or caramel skin like Beyonce. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your skin tone is. Like, it doesn't matter if you're white, black, Asian. It doesn't matter. And that's what black people need to realize. I'm not concerned about any other race, because I don't represent any other race, and no other race represents me. My concern is for young girls and young boys alike that have difficulties accepting their skin color. I just feel like there's a lack of love, not only for self, but there's a lack of love in the home. There's a lack of love, period. And it has to be a reason that you feel this way. However, even if it's your mom, even if it's a stranger saying to you you're not attractive because you're black, or too black, you have to learn to block those things out. People come for me all the time. They don't necessarily say I'm too dark, or you know, they don't say anything like that, but you can guarantee I've had people come at me for being black, and come at me on the internet, obviously, and type their little messages. And of course I read it, and of course it can bother me at times, but you have to learn to brush that off. Like, people are going to say what they want to say. We're not in person. They're going to say what they want to say, and you have to learn to accept that. Everybody has an opinion, and everybody's willing to share it, but you don't have to live your life based off of other people's opinions or other people's views, whether it's about something you like or whether it's about you yourself. Like, you don't have to live your life based on that. And I think that's what you've done here. I think you've taken those things and you've allowed those people to break you because you're looking for validation from other people. You're trying to be validated by other people, and you can't do that. Nobody can validate you but God, child. Like, nobody can give you any sort of validation but God. You have to validate yourself. You don't need validation from anybody else. I don't need validation from anybody else. I don't need anybody to tell me what I already know or what they think I need to know. If they think I'm ugly, that's fine. If they think I'm beautiful, well, thank you. I don't need anybody to tell me that I look good. I don't need anybody to share their opinion with me if they think the opposite, because I already know what I feel about myself. So either they're confirming or they're lying. And if they're calling me ugly, they're definitely lying. Okay, makeup, no makeup, any. I look good as fuck. So it took me a long time to get there, and it takes a lot of people a long time to get there. A lot of people don't accept their features for what they are, and they don't appreciate them, and then they try to change those things with surgery and makeup and a lot of things. But if you truly accept yourself, like I can sit on YouTube with zero makeup on my face and I don't feel not confident, you know what I mean? And so if I can do that, if I can sit on the internet and have over 200,000 people watching my shit without makeup on and not feel any type of way about it, even when people are like, oh shit, you really need makeup, then you can do it too. You can do it without being on YouTube. You can do it sitting at home, minding your motherfucking business, which you should be doing. Like, people aren't allowed to tell you how to feel about yourself, and that's what they've done. They've said these things to you, they hurt you, and now you're taking what they've said literally. Just because a guy says something doesn't mean it's true. Just because a girl says something about you doesn't mean it's true. So if people are saying to you, you're ugly because you're too black, or you're ugly because you have big lips and a big nose and your eyes are too far apart, like, who cares? What they say has no relevance, because if you can look in the mirror and find beauty in your flaws, then nobody can take that away from you. And no matter what anybody says around you, if you know how you feel about yourself, everybody else's opinion is irrelevant. And so that's what you really need to work on. I really went in depth there, but I feel like it needed to be said. And you're beautiful, by the way. You sent me your picture. Like, there's absolutely, you're like, there's nothing wrong with this girl, you guys. And your hair is gorgeous. So I don't understand what the issue is here. You can't be letting these people affect you. Like, you know what I mean? Imagine I was affected by the things that people say to me every day. Every day I'm getting harassed on the internet. And of course that's a part of this, because it is what it is, but it shouldn't be allowed so freely. There's no blockage. Like, if people want to say something negative, they can, and if I happen to read it, I happen to read it. Imagine I let all those things eat me up. I would be at home, I wouldn't be posting anymore. I would quit. Like, I would actually quit and I wouldn't make a video, I'm quitting, like, I'm not a fucking whack ass bitch, like, no. So I wouldn't make a video talking about I'm quitting. I would literally just never post again. If there's ever a day that comes, you guys, that I'm like, fuck this, I can't take this anymore, people are getting meaner and meaner, which they are getting meaner, but I have thick skin so I can deal. But if there ever comes a day that you guys just don't see me post for like a fucking month or something, then you know what the fuck time it is. Bitch, I'm gone forever. See you never. Like, whatever. I'm just gonna try and keep this nice and sweet. Well, my mom and dad have been married since I was born, but recently I've been seeing things. My mom never liked putting codes on her phone, and a few months ago she just started putting codes on her phone. Now she just somewhat upgrades to an iPhone, but her old phone still had messages on it. So she has been hanging around one of her co-workers a lot, and let's call her Ling Ling. Okay, that is a little much. So I looked through her old phone, and Ling Ling has been sending pictures of each other's pussies and pictures of them fingering each other. Child, I can't deal! I did not see this coming. I need a break, you guys. We gotta go on commercial break right now. I'm so sorry about it. Like, what? And I thought she was cheating on my dad, but I looked in her new phone and she sent him pictures of Ling Ling giving my mom. No, is this a real story? Since then, I've been kind of giving Ling Ling the side eye, and I went on vacation for a few weeks and I came back 3 days ago, and now Ling Ling has slept over. Ling Ling has pajamas and my mom things, and I know they're not my mom because how skinny she is, and she's quite big. My question is, how do I tell my parents I know what's going on and I feel very ungovernable around all three of them? Oh, I think she meant uncomfortable around all three of them together. Also, I'm Jamaican and Haitian. 2 Caribbean people can come at you sideways when you're in this. So I'm a little sketchy. Free events would be World War 62 in this shit. She said there's more to the story. Oh my god, she emailed me in September. She said there's more to the story, but I tried to make it as short as like I can. Honestly, I don't know. I'm actually stunned. Like, I don't know if you should say anything. I mean, they're grown. God is watching. Okay, maybe you should just leave a note that says God is watching, and you know they can take it how they want. But that is crazy. I don't really know how to react in this situation because they're your parents, and you know it's inappropriate. I don't know. You didn't say how old you were. I don't know how old you are, but I don't think this is appropriate at all. And I wouldn't prefer to find my parents in any type of fuckery like this. So I'm going to say, if you do decide to say anything, they may just tell you to stay out of grown folks' business. Or maybe they'll be respectful enough to take it to a hotel, because I'm not quite sure why they're bringing it home, and why maybe they're at a stage in their marriage where they feel like they need to spice it up, but they still love each other very much. Like, child, y'all need family therapy. I'm sorry, I can't help you. Because I'm at a loss for words right now. I would be uncomfortable in the situation too. I would not. Oh my god, you saw somebody giving your mom head. Like, you saw a picture of that and you saw her fingering the other woman, and your dad is involved with this pimp shit. Like, no, I'm sorry, I can't help you. This is too fucking much. I can't deal. I need something else that is like way opposite of this right now. I'm looking for real. Okay, you guys, we actually have an update here. I know you guys have been saying I should be doing Botox updates. So you know what? Anybody that's previously been helped by me, or anybody that I've offered advice to in the past like year, I want you to email me for next week Botox and give us an update if you have used my advice and how it worked out for you, or if you didn't use my advice and what your situation is now. Just give us an update. We want to know. Okay. So this is an update from the last Botox, the one where the girl's dad was an alcoholic with a failing liver, and you know, her mom was working hard, and there's like 12 kids or whatever. She's updating us. She said, hey Bo, here's an update. It's been about 2 weeks, and over this winter break I've decided to switch to online school to catch up on credits and be at home, so I'm spending time watching over my siblings. That is so fucking selfless. Like, wow. Okay, I'm going to try my hardest to graduate high school so I can go to college. Online school is sending me a laptop and textbooks and everything I need to do it. This is so nice. Oh my gosh. Hopefully I can graduate on time. I'm still working many hours and weekends to help with the bills. I do have many older siblings, but the thing with them is that the 3 of my brothers are hooked on one drug or the other, so they're not exactly the most reliable when it comes to keeping a job. This is a problem with families that struggle with addiction. If your parent struggles with addiction, chances are their parent struggled with addiction, and you can fall into that trap very easily. It's obviously what's happening with her brothers here. Clearly it's like the men in the family that are the struggling people. So if her dad was an alcoholic, her grandfather's probably an alcoholic, and the list goes on. She said, and 2 of my sisters have kids and are moved out, so they have their own shit to deal with. I feel like a lot of my stress and anxiety was related to school, so hopefully now that I've switched to online, it'll make them easier. Life is extremely hard for me, but hopefully in a few years things will get better. I'm trying to get closer to God, amen, and appreciating the small happiness in life, such as my little sister being allowed to skip a grade because she's so smart. Oh, I'm going to cry. Like, I'm so happy you took the time to read my email and respond in one of your Botox. Have an amazing New Year, and tell Shooter I said happy birthday. I'm so annoying. Hold on. Honestly, fuck off, man. Frig. Honestly, Y'all know I don't be crying when I have my makeup done, so I love you, but where's my mirror? I don't know, her story just, from the time I read it the first time, like, from the time I read her story the first time, my heart was really breaking for her because she's just so young. Like, I couldn't imagine being in her situation. I couldn't imagine, even if I had a 16-year-old daughter, like, I couldn't imagine living like that. And the fact that I'm glad that she's able to, fuck me. I'm glad that she was able to find an alternative to help her family out. It sucks that she has to do online school now, but it makes me feel so much better that she was able to find a solution, because I didn't even know that was an option. Like, I didn't know that existed. So I'm glad that she has actually taken the time to figure this out. Like, I just feel like she's going through so much, and I totally get where she's coming from. She was feeling suicidal at one point, and I'm just so, like, I just feel like she's so fucking strong. Like, she's the strongest bitch ever. Holy fuck. Oh my god. I'm sorry, you guys. I can't even deal. She's the strongest bitch ever. Like, I freaking love you. Like, seriously. Literally, when I read that story, everybody was, like, in the comments praying for you, and I think that's my favorite thing about Botox. Like, being able to reach people, and I just feel like a lot of the times when I share those types of Botox and those heartfelt stories, everybody kind of just comes together and, like, why am I crying so much? Fuck me, man. I just feel like, yeah, everybody just comes together and it lends a helping hand, and, like, people were like, if you see this comment, you know, reach out to me. I'm from Chicago too, and I'm willing to help you. Like, those things really make me feel happy, and so I don't know, I'm just really proud of her. So, oh my god, really fucking proud. It sucks about her brothers, but this was a good update, you know what I mean? Like, she's able to have that balance now because she doesn't have to literally, you know, go to school and physically be there to be able to pass, you know? I love that. I feel like she has so much potential and she's going to go somewhere despite what she's been through. I feel like all those things are adding character to her. I feel like all those things are, like, adding to her life. And, you know, 5-10 years from now, she'll be a motherfucking sensational, like, future, like,
sensational.
Seriously, she will be sensational. I'm so proud of you. Okay, I really gotta move on because I can't even deal. Like, I'm not trying to be crying. I'm really not. Oh fuck. I got out of the last email because it, like, shocked me too much, and then I read that one and it just really fucks with me. So I think that's it, you guys. I'm not gonna answer any more questions. This was a great Botox. I really enjoyed it. Y'all made me cry. Okay, Vivi made me cry. I'm starting to enjoy Botox again for the simple fact that I've weeded through emails, and, you know, it's not, I'm able to help people that genuinely need my help, and they're not time wasters, okay? Love everybody that has participated in Botox. There's literally 1,400 emails, you guys. Like, some of them are foolishness, but a lot of them aren't, and so I'm really saddened that I'm not getting to you guys as soon as I can. But you guys have to understand that it's a lot for me to sift through the emails, pick the ones that I feel are needing me the most, and, you know, give the best advice I can. But hopefully I will get to your email. Some people send their emails every day, you know what I mean? But please, if you don't need my help, like, you see the situations that people are asking me about, if you don't genuinely need my help, don't reach out. Don't reach out. Okay? Go email Dr. Phil. I can help you. But for people that have asked me for help in the past and I've helped you, or people that have not used my advice even though I've given it to you, please send me an email that is titled Botox Update, and then whatever your email was about originally, send me a follow-up email and I will share your results. If you took my advice, if you didn't take it, it doesn't matter. Just let us know what's going on with you now. And if you have any new and if you're just new and you're looking for some good advice, well, hit me up too. But please don't waste my time, chat. Okay, I'm so over it. I love you all, and I will definitely see you in the next one. My email will be in the description box below.